Welcome everyone to the Multifamily Deal Structuring Monday. Today our guest is Bhuvan and Pratima Sharma. Prior to real estate, Pratima has 30 plus years of experience in telecom technology, operating systems, and consumer industries. Pratima received multiple awards throughout her corporate career like Quality Award, Innovative Award, Gold Pride, and Silver Pride Awards, and many more. Bhuvan was a VP manager in IT, audit, governance, and compliance professional with major financial organizations. Bhuvan worked with multiple levels of management in developing recommendations for internal customers. Personal strengths include leadership, analytical, technical, organizational, teamwork, interpersonal, and planning skills. Bhuvan received multiple awards throughout his corporate career. So Pratima and Bhuvan owns SevenSeas Holdings, which have syndicated and managed 7 apartment communities totaling to 1,338 units. They also have Axiom Workforce Fund, which have syndicated and managed 3 apartment communities, 386 units in total, and 116 storage units. Overall, they have more than 5,800 units and 29 properties across Texas, Arizona, Florida, and Georgia. They have 2,228 units as a GP and 3,592 units as an LP. They love traveling, golf, cricket, reading, and gardening. Their goal is to take their multifamily syndications to a higher level greater than 3,000 units. In addition, continue investing as a passive investors to achieve financial freedom. Here's the interview.
Hi, Pratima. Hi, Bhuvan. Welcome to the Multifamily Deal Structuring Monday, where we will discuss all about your first GP multifamily transaction. Thank you for joining us here in the show.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you, Jeff, for inviting us to your Legacy Ownership Holdings and JLG Real Estate Investment Podcast. We are delighted to be here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we love you have both here in the show. Then yeah, to start with, tell us about yourself.
Well, we are Bhuvan and Pratima Sharma. We are real estate professionals with multifamily leadership experience in buying, asset management, refinancing, and selling. Our real estate transactions amount to over $115 million, which consist of over 10 multifamily properties just as sponsors. We have sold 3 of our residential communities, which have gone through full cycle: buy, rehab, refi, and sell. We are proud to say that we have paid over $20 million in cash payouts to our members.
Oh, nice.
And our goal is to be syndicator as well as enjoy them, these communities or our investments as investors. So for that reason, we have built a very strong and diverse team. Our teams include very experienced property management company, lenders, strong brokers, attorneys, long-term key principals, and passive investors who have been with us since day one, quite a few of them. Right, so we are founding and managing members of a couple of companies. One is SevenSeas Holdings. Under that umbrella, we have syndicated and managed 7 apartment communities. Again, multi-million-dollar transactions and returns under that umbrella. Then we have also Axiom Fund, Workforce Fund, dedicated and managed 3 apartment communities, as well as some storage units associated with them. So overall, we have a total of more than 5,800 doors that we have transacted through, which is about 30 properties. And as I mentioned earlier, some have sold so far. These properties are in Texas, Arizona, Texas, mainly in the DFW area, then Arizona and Florida and Georgia. The general partner units comprise of over 2,200 in this portfolio, and the limited partner units comprise of over 3,500 groups. That's our real estate background.
That's really awesome. Like it's I think you're the one of my guests that has a really huge number of units. That's nice.
Thank you.
Then yeah, so did you have like any real estate experience prior to entering the multifamily?
Right. So before real estate, just a little bit about our background. Both of us, we came from an IT background. I came from a compliance, audit and compliance. I was with financial organization for 16 years. My main job was audit and compliance, and I have managed very large project. And my job was to make sure that our internal controls are in compliance with company policies, procedures, and the standards. Work with a multiple level management or top C-level most of the time. So because our reporting goes to C-level management company. As for Pratima,
I was full-time, into the telecommunication research and development area. I worked on leading multi-departmental engineering teams, tracking and managing several complex development projects with design solutions, the engineering design, ranging from product planning to systems engineering, customer requirements, development activities, and whatnot in the engineering role. So those were our backgrounds, and we had zero real estate experience when we began.
Yeah, we do have two grown-up boys, and they both, one is working and the younger one is, he worked a little bit and he went back to his college again to finish his MBA. Now you were asking about the experience. So, when we started this about almost 8 years ago, we really have no experience in real estate. The only experience we had is closing our home that we are living in for that long. So, that was for the experience perspective.
Wow, yeah, that's really awesome to hear, because for you, I mean, you're as a very successful multifamily. Then I guess it will be an inspiration to everyone. Aside for myself too. Like I'm also in IT, so would be probably like you'll be the one that I will be trying to achieve after maybe that 8 years, right?
Yeah,
so nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's cool. Then where are you currently located, Pratima and Bhuvan?
Yeah, we are based out of Dallas, Fort Worth.
Okay, DFW.
Texas.
Yeah. Then how did you end up in a multifamily? Where did you hear it, or
this is pretty funny that we both were working. Our boys went to college, and we were just empty nester at home. And only thing was in our mind was work. We leave office, we have laptop in the on the car seat, and we are on the phone calls, and so we were nonstop working. And then one day we decided that, okay, this is not the way we want to live our life. With good money, we have a very decent job. So we said something needs to be done. So first thing came in our mind is, let's do some real estate. So, we wanted to do real estate. We looked at some of the single family. That was not one for us because we were working almost 70, 80 hours a week. So single family was out of question. Then we decided, okay, maybe going to multifamily. And that is where we started our multifamily. And the idea was that, how we want to do real estate is to find a financial freedom, work at our own hours. We have more time with the family and be our own boss.
Okay. Yeah. Did you start as a kind of an LP when you started in multifamily?
Yes, that's what we tried first. We tried to learn took online classes and the mentorship program and all that. Plus, after that, we joined a LP deal to understand how the due diligence gets done, how the financials work, how the properties are managed. That's right.
Yeah, I think I would also suggest our listeners to because so that you know the end to end of how multifamily works and also how active operator does it before you become active. It's really, really beneficial to be as an LP. You know the ins and outs. Yep. Then any limiting belief that you have, and how did you overcome it to get to your first deal as an active operator?
So great question. Limited belief was that, okay, we have never done it, even though now, we had gotten some training. Are we going to be successful? Are we going to be able to return the projected, cash on cash that we had on the deal that we were working at? So in order to do that, we said, okay, we just want to buy first deal by ourselves and not risk our members' money. But then our mentors told us that if you did that, then you will never learn how to take risk. So we went ahead and did sponsor our first deal. And in that one, the way we structured it, just to overcome, the thinking we had that it will be successful or not, is we did not take an override.
Yeah.
We simply just did equal shares for everyone in there, no override, so that it treats us well for those members who trusted us without experience.
Okay. Yeah, I guess this is the section where we can deep dive to your first deal. So
Sure.
What was the source of that deal?
It was through a broker.
Okay, the broker. Then where was it located?
In Irving, Texas.
Irving.
It's about 25 minutes from where we live, so close by.
That's nice. Then how many units was it?
It was 55 units, 52 revenue generating units.
Okay, 50. Then what's the class of the property? Is it like a A, B, or C?
This was C class, which we brought it up to C plus B minus level later on after upgrades.
Oh, okay, nice. Then do you recall what's the story of this property from the seller? Why are they selling?
Yeah, it's a great story. So this was a California seller, and he was not able to upkeep the property from far away, right? He had a management company who was running it for him, and the property was not doing well, had a lot of vacancies, and his 5-year fixed term was coming due. So he was in need of selling. So we put in LOI. There were 2-3 other buyers in the pool. And because of our lack of experience, we were not awarded the deal. So we were like, okay, let's keep looking. And 3 months later, the broker contacted us again, and he said, well, are you ready to look into the deal again? And we said, what happened? He said, well, the prior buyer's loan fell through for some odd reason. So we knew that seller is now even more desperate because his fixed term was coming very, very close. So we lowered the price on our LOI and resubmitted and got the deal. And that deal turned into a real golden goose for us.
Yeah, that's nice. Then when you were analyzing this deal, were you able to get hold of a T12 and rent roll? Then if yes, do you recall what were the red flags at that time, or if was there any?
Right. So yeah, no, we got all the information, T12, rent roll. We toured the property. The T12 and rent roll, the biggest red flags were the occupancy and clear, information was pointing in there how the property was being mismanaged by their current property management company. It was hard to believe in the Irving market, which is one of a very good rental market, to see a property running at 88% or lower occupancy. So those were, some of the red flags that if we can take it over and manage it properly, then the property will shine, because the market is right, the property is right. It's just the management game.
Yeah, one of the things we found out as a part of the due diligence when we were looking at the rent roll is there were a couple of units, and obviously the vacancy was the issue, but there were a couple of units they were keeping vacant. And we kept asking, well, what is the issue with those 2 units? Oh, we just can't lease them, something happened. And after discussing with the team and found out that, they don't have a office bathroom for the property. I said, oh, so what happened? I said, well, we don't have a bathroom, but we just go to the next door commercial place. And when we took over the property, we realized that they were keeping both units, one for their restroom, a second one for the bathroom. So that was a very expensive bathroom they're keeping, So when we took over, we'll talk about more in due diligence and upgrade we spent $15,000, build a bathroom, and till the date we acquired the property, when we sold it, our property was only 100% occupied.
Yeah, that's an expensive bathroom, having that alone. Yeah. Then, what was the original asking price again for this one?
It was quite a while ago, but I believe it was about $1.25 million.
1.25.
Those were good days, Jeff.
Oh yeah, nowadays like all the prices are have already skyrocketed, even for small units now. And people are also overpaying right now. Yeah. How much? So how much were you able to get it for this one?
Yeah, we lowered the price because it came back the second time to us. So we got it for somewhere around 1.24 million.
Okay.
It's about 10% reduction.
10%. Yep. Then, you mentioned about so the economic vacancy of this property was around that 88%.
88%. Yeah.
Okay. Then, so if you can discuss to us, how does the financing breakdown looks like for this deal?
Right. Because our property, this was our first property. So we had no option to get a recourse loan for this one. So there was recourse loan. It was about $1.5 million. We took the loan out. Our CapEx budget was $134,000, something like that. We kept 3 months of, that's our normal procedure. We keep about 3 months of reserves in our bank. The loan interest was, I think it's about 4.5%. We got it from 80% LTV, 5-year fix, and 1 year of IO. And 30 years amortization. So that was the loan term.
Yeah, we had no means to get a non-recourse loan. So
below the 90%. Yeah. Okay. Then what was the investor split on this one when you structured it?
Equal shares. We did not
50.
Yeah, we wanted our members to be paid for trusting us with no experience. So we took no override. There was just equal shares.
So it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, this one is it a syndication or a JV?
This was a syndication.
Syndication. Okay. Yeah. Then what were your business plan on this first deal?
So the business plan was to, run it full cycle because we wanted to learn the entire cycle of real estate in the multifamily area. So within 2 to 3 years, refinance it. And then within 2 to 3 years after that, sell the property. And to provide the cash on cash, first year projection was about 13%, which we overbeat by doubling it. And yeah, almost every year.
Oh, that's nice. Then, yeah, so do you recall, let's say, what's the average cash on this deal? Or I guess that the AAR, so it will be kind of you double the money.
Right. It was almost every year we paid like 27%.
Wow, oh, nice.
Right.
Yep. Then I think
those were good old days. They, property values. I mean, we purchased it on a 8%
cap.
Yeah, and rents were increasing every year, 11-12% during those times. Now it's like 3%. If you get it, you're lucky. So yeah, we were able to have great cash on cash return to our members on this.
Yeah, this was a smaller unit, about 500 square feet. And when we took over the property, it was like a $1.20 square feet. And when we sold this thing, our average square footage was $1.87 or $1.90. So, and we did not advertise for these units. It was mostly walk-in traffic.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really good. Like with that 11% rent pump. Yeah, I think so. That the good old days. Now it's like you're lucky to get a 3%.
That is very true.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess yeah, I think let's go to the next section of the show where we will talk about the due diligence on the property, what you have done during the due diligence. If you can explain to us what.
Right. For the due diligence, we hired it for this particular property. We were new, so we hired a third-party due diligence team, so to do all the interior and exterior review. So they came and they did the roof inspection. They ran the scope and the plumbing just to make sure everything is fine. They review the inspect the boiler, foundation, electrical, parking lot, and also interior inspection. So they went through each interior unit just to make sure everything is fine. So, and we walked with them because we had no experience what to expect. So it was really good to know that how people live and what kind of a upgrades that we need to do.
Yeah, we did full lease audit as well. Went through each and every file. So,
Okay. Was there any kind of red flag during the due diligence or something that came up that was not disclosed by the seller?
Yes, definitely. I mean, when the due diligence, there was a lot of things came out. The plumbing issues, there was a cast iron plumbing. So we knew that we need to fix. In the interior perspective, the floors were pretty bad. They would still have some old green carpets. You can see the bathroom has pink tiles. It was kind of famous that time. Really bad smell, very unhappy customers. I mean, the units were not upgraded. This person was running the property for a long time and he may have bought it very cheap, but he has no desire to upgrade the units. So that was a red flag.
Okay, yeah, they didn't really maintain or did anything at least to upgrade some.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of probably a lot of deferred maintenance.
Right.
Okay. Then I think that's pretty much it for the due diligence portion. Then for the capital raising side, like how much capital did you need to raise for this deal?
Very little. I mean, today we consider it very little. It's only 400,000 that we needed to raise for this one.
Then, do you recall like how many investors participated or on that one?
Including us, only 4.
4. Then I guess it will be like a fast race. Probably just took you a number of days or even one day, maybe.
It was 1 week, and
1 week.
its average investment was $100,000. Yeah,
100,000. Okay. Then, yeah, for the closing, do you recall like how much was the closing cost on this, roughly, or?
Yeah, about 2.5% of the purchase price.
2.5%. Okay. Right. Then, yeah, how long did it take from like LOI or PSA to closing?
I believe about 60 days.
60 days. Okay. That's fast. Then, yeah, so I guess, yeah, we reached to the last portion of our show where I ask our guests to the 5 sizzling questions. So the first question is, any lessons learned that you want to share from deal analysis, due diligence, capital raising, or closing, like or financing?
Right. I think it's from the deal analysis. I can talk with Pratima, can share her experiences that you need to make sure that first of all you have the right property you picked up, and you do your full due diligence. You speak to whichever you want to, understand where the location of the property and what you are getting into it. And then you also need to find, who is going to manage your property. Are you going to manage by yourself or have someone else? In our case, we were working full time. Even there was only, 50 plus unit property, we chose to hire a third party management company because we felt comfortable that they're the professional, they know, and that kind of aligned to our business strategy. So.
Right. Yeah. And, make sure that the management company, if you're hiring them, their strategies align with you. That they will be working with you on our view of the rehab of the property, our view of leasing the property, and our view of improving the community at the property. So it's very important to work hand in hand with the management.
Yeah, the property management. Yeah, how were you able?
Yeah, just to add, other thing is that for questioning that deal analysis, look for the like-minded investors. I mean, you will have investors who want to give you a lot of money, very little money, but it doesn't matter. You want to make sure you have a click with the investors. So that is the key. You want to find investors who can trust you, who is willing to understand what you're doing. Let as a syndicator, let us do the job, and then be open as a syndicator. Explain your business plan. Be open to the investor that what you plan to do. If there is an issue, it's okay to explain because it's part of the learning process, and available to the team when you need them. Our goal was that because we were working that time, so we thought that we wanted to get the property, which is close to our one or 1.5 hour driving, so we can go to property whenever we want. We had an option to go further down, but we chose not to do that. So that was kind of a deal analysis, due diligence time, that how we can have access to our property when we need. And if we need to get there, even though our third-party management is going to do all the day-to-day work, so we are available, we can drive down to whenever we need to.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like to our listeners, like if you will be having a syndication deal, ideally you should have at least one partner, one GP partner that's close by, local to the property, because you never know. Like you can have the best property manager out there, but still things happen. So you still need some boots on the ground, eyes on the property.
I mean, we as a syndicator, we have to be a good asset manager. I mean, for a property manager, I mean, they may have 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 properties. I mean, your property is one of them for them. For us, we want them to have 110% attention to our property. So that is where for me and Pratima, we are very hands-on in our deals. We do weekly meetings with our team. We meet the owner of the property management company. So we are very hands-on.
Yeah, that's a good quality of an asset manager or like an operator. Yeah, that's nice. Then yeah, so the second question is like any recommended books that you would want to let the listeners know.
So this is for the first deal, and I believe most of the listeners on your site might be the first time buyers. Looking at that, I think Rich Dad Poor Dad is one of the great books. I mean, that that book is for um, the new folks who are entering the real estate, or even, if you have been in the real estate for some time and you reread it, you can still pick out good pointers. So that's the one that we would recommend.
Yeah. Then yeah, for the third question, like any recommended podcast that you're listening right now or YouTube channel that you would recommend?
So sure. I mean, we every morning start out reading one of the economist. He's also known as the bow tie economist.
What was it? The bow tie?
The bow tie economist,
oh.
right? And his name, I'm blanking out for some odd reason, but let me give it to you.
Then that podcast, like, is it talking about like economy, business kind of topic, or?
Right. He talks about the current state of the market. His name is Einstein. Sorry, again.
Eisenberg.
Eisenberg, not Einstein.
Eisenberg.
Elliot Eisenberg.
Elliot. Okay.
It took for a second.
Yeah, I'll probably try to start listening also. Yeah, first time I heard that The Economist. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and then other than that, as far as podcasts go, Old Capital podcast that Paul Tables and team comes out from time to time, has great information, especially focusing on the lending items. And Adam Adams, our friend, his Raising Money podcasts are very valuable.
Okay, thanks. Then yeah, so our fourth question is, this is the time to promote yourself. What's your acquisition criteria for multifamily, and like location, units, class? Then this is to let everyone know and reach out to you if they have any deals close by.
Sure thing, yeah. Well, we focus mainly on B and C class properties in growth-oriented markets. Our focus is in the deals where the numbers work, regardless of regardless of the property types, whether they are value add, they are hybrid deals, or they are yield deals, right? Our primary focus right now, in COVID times, it has been obviously DFW, where our home is, but we have properties in multiple states. We are looking for now properties which are in 200 plus units. And we are very careful on our analysis. We want to make sure that we can provide as much cash on cash to our members. We always have skin in the game. So if we like the deal, and it is worth for our money to invest in, is the deal that we go in. So we are, ourselves investing in. We want to take care of our passives money. And that's where our focus is when we are analyzing it, not only for the cash on cash, but for the property value. And last but not least, it is very important to us that we improve the community on the property. We do a lot of community activities and make sure that we are not there just, getting our cash on cash and out, that we are making a difference in the property that we have purchased.
Yeah, and even though we are focusing on DFW market, we have invested in other states. We have invested in Arizona. We have a KP in Arizona and Arizona. We also have properties in Atlanta and Florida. So, we though we have focus in DFW, but we are not afraid of going outside of Dallas. And that's the reason we decided to do a KP in a couple of deals in Arizona, just to see how the market is there and how we want to focus. Now, and our goal is that, not just to be a money-making business, just like Pratima says, our community involvement is the key. We want to make sure that our residents are happy. They are getting what they are supposed to. It's not that, you buy the property, we have seen people buy the property, don't do any upgrade. We actually take pride in our upgrades. We spend a lot of effort in upgrading a unit. We want to make sure that everyone is getting the same thing. If we are putting a microwave in one unit, whether it's a 200 or 300 units, they all get the microwave, and when we provide them, we certainly do raise the rents, but we are raising the rent what we are upgrading. If there's a lease coming due, if somebody renew the lease, and we will provide them what they're looking for in order for us to achieve the goal that we're looking for. So that's the key in our business for me and Pratima, is make sure that we are providing a better living condition for our residents.
Yeah. That's really like a good, a good sign of like a good operator, at least, because I know some operators just like they call him like a slum lord, right? But at least in your case, you want at least a better living for everyone. And I think you also have maybe at the end, I'll let you discuss also your other, like you have a good community project that you're doing. So we'll put that at save the best for last.
Sure.
So the number 5 question is like, what's the best way to contact you?
Oh, multiple ways. So we have a website. Folks can reach us on www.SevenSeasHLD.com, which is SevenSeasHLD. So SevenSeasHLD.com. They can also reach us via our email, which is 7seas@7seashld.com. Again, it's full one word, SevenSeas @SevenSeashLD.com. And we also have a Facebook group, 7Seas Holdings. They can connect to us from there, or also connect to us via LinkedIn through our names. We are there.
Okay, yeah. So the idea is for our viewer, I will put all the contact information of Pratima and Bhuvan in the show notes.
And then one thing I want to say that we do reply to every email, each of them. We do personally, we do have our executive assistant, but we want to make sure that each message that goes out, it is validated, is vetted by us. So we take pride in responding to our investors.
Yeah, that's good. Like at least you're the one that at least personally doing. Yep. I guess like going back now to what I was saying, like if you can share to us, I know like it will inspire people. And I think the good thing with these multifamilies, I guess the end goal is really like what kind of contribution you can do to for the community. And then because it's not, I think people may say like it's all about money. No, I think for successful investors, it's not anymore all about money. It's like what value you can give out there. Yeah, if you can discuss to us like what are your different projects?
Oh, absolutely. We partner up with the YMCA, and at our properties, they run the after school, summer school activities, and, you know, take kids for the, you know, how to do healthy eating, healthy living kind of lessons. We also have English as a second language, you know, classes for adults who want to learn English at our properties. For the COVID time, I can share with you that, you know, some of our residents had lost their jobs, and we are trying to figure out how to help them, you know, connect them to some charities or how to help them pay their rent. So some of them said that they can build masks or, you know, sew some masks. So we asked them to go ahead and make as many masks as possible they can. And we purchased the masks from them personally. And some of our investors, members also donated for the purchase. So as a team together, we paid the investors, the residents, and then we donated those masks to hospitals. We donated, I believe, over 500 to 600 masks to many area hospitals. They were so happy to get the mask. You know, back in April timeframe, when there was shortage of masks, even there were masks not available at the stores. So it really helped out. We purchased over 10,000 hand gloves, and we put down at our offices at each property so that our staff as well as our residents can use those and keep safe from COVID. Other than that, we purchased, if you remember, in March and April timeframe, there was big shortage of toilet paper. So we purchased about 1,400 rolls of toilet paper, and we passed on to our residents. So yeah, those are some of the things that we do at the properties.
I mean, we can go talk on and on for the community activities. We love doing that. We take pride, just like I said, we take pride on making sure our community is safe, sound, and happy, not just getting the rent for them. You know, we have, our managers they know that is if somebody needs help, they need to get up and help them in either way.
Yeah, that's really good projects that you have there, and I think that's what I like with the couple, with you both. It's like helping like your residents get out of, especially during this COVID. Like this is the time that where you see people also now kind of helping each other out. Right. So, and I think that's the, like, I know in this world, like it kind of, especially during the pandemic, like if you have especially if you lost a job, that's really like a problematic for the residents, because if that's the only one that they know how to do it, then you were able to make a good do a creative way of them trying to earn something, which is really nice of you. Yeah. So hopefully, like there will be more Pratima and Bhuvan out there. That will be more.
Now we are willing to help any of the upcoming new sponsors or syndicators. We help out our team members who have now become leads or the syndicators themselves. So anytime.
Awesome. That's great. And I guess, thank you for your time, Pratima and Bhuvan. Yeah, we got like a lot of good information and good knowledge from you, and also these community projects. So hopefully it will inspire more, aspiring investors or multifamily syndicators out there that do as like what you, Pratima and Bhuvan, is doing for the community, for the residents and everyone, basically. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to come on your podcast.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah, have a nice day. Both of you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.